Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's going on? Just coming on real quick, just for a random live. After the fight, Martin and Anderson, and we're just shooting the shit here. And shout out real quick to Disco King Mario. One of the founding fathers of hip hop. He they named a block after him today, right there on Rosedale Avenue in the Bronx, and right by the Bronxdale Projects where I grew up, block away. And we used to play a lot of ball back then in Rosedale Park. So shout out to him. And real quick, I got a few guys here. I'm going to introduce real quick. You probably know both of them. Hold on, let me just take the off the screen real quick. All right. I got, my man Sock, who's been with me a few times, a few lives, and my man Judah Ben.
You.
And, real quick, just want to give a shout out to the people joining us here. My man ATX Slab Life, Cletus, a.k.a. Big Texas. Thanks for coming through. The one and only Mr. Shelton. What's good, Mr. Shelton is in here. And he said he looked like A-War. He really does. And shout out to TWT. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to me. Today's my birthday right now, so it's a quick birthday live. And so I'm gonna pass it over to I'll pass it over to Judah Ben first, and then we'll go to Sock.
Yeah. What's going on? Chilling. Just got done watching those good ass fights that just I've been watching boxing pretty much all damn day. I caught the fights over in the overseas with Savannah Marshall and Franchon, and we just capped it off with Anderson and Charles Martin. You know what I mean? So I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Blessed, happy to be here, chilling with my man Tommy.
Good looks, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Before Sock introduces herself yet again, this is just a random live. We're talking shit. I'll put the link in the chat. You guys can come up. We could all talk shit, and until the battery runs out or until people fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is for. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the fights. We'll just talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Sock.
Hey, happy birthday, sir. First and foremost. Like fine wine, right? Like fine wine.
I guess so, yeah.
I called my good buddy Mr. Google, and it was Clarence Vincent. That's who I couldn't think of. Clarence Vincent. Yes, he was a bantamweight, and he was part of that big crew of Olympians that Lou DiBella signed right when he left HBO and then started DiBella Entertainment.
Okay.
He had Jermaine Taylor. He had Gerson Ravello. He had Andre Berto. He had a crew of guys. And Clarence Vincent. He was actually from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a bronze medalist.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't.
And Ricardo Williams was the guy that I couldn't think of. The big prospect. Okay. Ricardo Williams. Lou DiBella gave him $1 million.
Yeah.
As a signing bonus. And
which is huge.
Yeah, shit. And at that time, we talk about 2000, right? And he, unfortunately for him, he didn't fulfill the expectations, and then he got caught up in the street life of Cincinnati.
Yeah, and
wasted potential, like Sonny said, right? In the Bronx Tale.
Yeah. It's crazy, $1 million from Lou DiBella. He don't really give that that amount of money. He usually rolls the dice with some of his fighters.
Exactly.
So
yeah, but I'm gonna ask my pops about him because my pops he know everybody with the last name Vincent.
Okay.
So he might know a little bit of info about him. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow and see what he know.
Yeah,
my pops was the one that told me about one of my great uncles, who was he was an old blues singer.
Okay.
Eddie Cleanhead Vincent.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
He was an old blues singer. He used to do songs with he did songs with a lot of talented and known artists, like Etta James and people like that.
Okay.
All kind of people. So he was. My pops told me about him. I'm gonna ask him about Clarence Vincent and see, see what he know about him, because he might know him.
Yeah, I mean, when you said the last name, it's not a common last name, and the light bulb went. I was like, Vincent, I know, I've heard the name, and he's when I did the Google search, he's about 44 right now. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. So yeah,
dig deeper into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just posted a link in the chat if anybody want to hop up and talk, but I guess we could just talk about what just happened, the fight with Martin and with Anderson. It was not to what I've expected, what I would have expected. I thought Jared was going to wash him, and I mean the scorecards say he washed him, but the eyes tell us that he was in some trouble.
Yeah, man.
He was in some trouble. He was looking up at the clock a few times. He was hurt. He
had wide eyes.
Yeah, the last round, almost at the when maybe if he had another minute to go, maybe Martin could have got him out of there because he hit him with a big left right at the bell. So
he could have.
Yeah.
Just like at the end of round 9. Like if it wasn't for that bell, for that bell, Jerry Anderson would have been in trouble.
Yeah. Pretty nuts. What do you think Anderson goes from here? Like, I mean, what does he got to work on? It's his first time going 10 rounds. I think this is the first time he went past, I think, 6. I think 6 was his longest. What they were saying. Yeah.
He never been past 6.
Yeah. So
it got real for a second there, I mean, Martin, former world title holder. Something kind of bothered me. Like, it looked like he was, I don't know, like he was too lovey-dovey after the fight. Like, there were moments that he, like you said, he rocked Jared Anderson and he just didn't go for it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, this is the guy that you figure this is his last shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if he obviously he was brought in last minute, and he's brought in to play his part, right? To be the stepping stone. And you would have liked to see a little bit more desperation. Your career's on the line. He definitely took the young man to deep waters. Jared Anderson deserved the decision, but I think you were left with more questions than answers. Yeah, he went to 10 rounds, but he got tagged. And like you said, he was looking up at the clock on more than one occasion. He was fighting at home. Like I've said before, fighting at home is a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibilities, in terms of the promotion and distractions. And I think that played a big part tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. And before you got on, Sock, me and Judah were talking, and you're saying the same thing.
Yeah. We were saying that's the same thing that happened with Regis a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah.
That hometown pressure get to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you feel like you gotta put on more for the fans. You at home, and then that shit is crazy.
Yeah. It's funny. Look what Mr. Shelton wrote, and that's true. Because he took a big payday right after winning that title. To go to the UK and give Joshua the belts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's what it is. I mean, Charles Martin looked very happy to be there. It was
at the end of the fight. He hugged him and he winked at him too.
Yeah.
He winked at him. Yeah, he winked at him and yeah. Yeah, that was pretty sus.
I mean, forgive me, for being a cynic, but it is boxing, and Jared Anderson is being groomed to be the next, the heir apparent. At some point, if Tyson Fury's still around, I don't think anyone would be shocked if that's the big fight, maybe in 2 years. So.
If he's still around.
Mm-hmm.
What's good, Stephen L. the Mac? What's good, brother? If you want to hop on, I put the link in there. You can hop on too if you want. My man Stephen L. Funny, Stephen L. tells me he knows. I think Nick Van Exel's son. He was telling me because I was told I met Stephen L. at the Barclays for the game, and I was telling I'm a Laker fan, and Nick Sock, Nick Van Exel was my guy. That was one of my favorite
Yes.
Lakers, and he knows Nick Van Exel's. I think his son, Nick Van Exel's son. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Nick the Quick.
Nick the Quick. Remember he used to throw the punches.
Number 9.
Number 9, yeah. When he used to throw the punches after the big shot.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Cincinnati went to the Final Four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Van Exel.
And the Lakers got lucky to get him because everybody was passing up on him because they said, he had an attitude and he had off the court issues, and the Lakers, I think, drafted him in the second round. I want to say the Lakers drafted.
He was a second round pick. Wow.
I'm almost positive he was a second round pick because I think in that same draft, I don't know if the Lakers was it George Lynch or Eddie Jones, one of the two, but I'm almost
positive.
Eddie
Jones.
It was Eddie Jones, and then they got Nick Van Exel in the second round. So
I
know they drafted George Lynch. Yeah, I think they drafted George Lynch maybe the year before from Carolina, but I could be wrong. I mean, this is in the 90s, but I remember Nick Van Exel. I'm almost positive he was a second round pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He played. I remember Nick Van Exel in college. He played with Dickie Simpkins at Cincinnati. I think Dickie Simpkins. Yeah, he played with the Bulls.
Okay.
They went to the Final Four and they lost to Michigan. To the Fab Five. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
In the semifinals.
That was 91, right? Was that 91?
It's possible. 91, 92.
Mm-hmm. That was the year that Michigan lost to Duke?
I think so.
Okay.
Right, because they went to back-to-back. They lost to Duke, and then they lost to Carolina.
Okay, so
Carolina, Duke was supposed to win, but the second year, I think Michigan was like the number 1 team in the country, and they fell short.
Yeah.
Timeout.
That was the second. Then that was against Carolina, and I think George Lynch was on that team. So then George Lynch might have came the next year because Lynch was on. Right. Lynch won a championship with
Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina. Right. That was Montrose, right?
Montrose, Derek Phelps.
Yeah.
Derek Phelps, Brian Reese. Yes.
He had like 4 or 5 pros. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Reese from the Bronx.
I remember
Brian Reese from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Brian Reese from the Bronx. Dante Calabria. That was a good team. That was a good college team. That was Dean Smith's last chip.
Was it? Yeah, that was. Yeah, they didn't win after. And then Michigan. That was their last chance.
Yeah,
because the two guys left. No, only
one
left.
Right? Yeah.
Well, like Juwan left the following year, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and Jalen. I think did Jalen stay all 4 years?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, but I know. Yeah, Juwan left the next year.
And they got bumped by Pepperdine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember roasting Brett.
Mm-hmm. By the way, for you guys to know, Brett is a big Michigan fan. He's a good friend of ours, so we love roasting Brett because our friend
Brett Ortiz. You see him in the NYPD with the NYPD street. Whenever Philly loses, you got to get on them. Yeah, whenever Michigan loses, you got to get on them.
You got to get on him. Hopefully, one day we have him on, but we know like whenever his teams loses, somebody's getting cuffed up that day.
Right. Right.
Hell no.
Be careful for jaywalking in them streets. You better not spit your bubble gum out in the street.
Fucking Brett, yo. Remind me to replay this for him, especially.
Oh shit.
You're gonna be like, sock, fuck you.
Brett's number 1.
Yo, Judah, Brett is a good friend of ours, but when it comes to his teams have never lost a game. Never.
Wow.
He's got an excuse every fucking time that he lost. Every time. And it's hard. Wow. It's hard being like I'm a Yankee fan, he's a Yankee fan. It's just hard rooting for the same team as Brett because he makes you just so that's Brett. But we're all kind of like that too. So we all talk shit when it comes to our sports.
Yo. The Yankees in the lead this weekend. They had a doubleheader. They had a doubleheader today. We
smoked them.
We split one, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot your Cardinals fan. One. And then Stephen L, another Cardinals fan. Unbelievable. Of course, I get 2 Cardinal fans
Cardinals.
the same day, same time as the show. Thanks. So yeah, they got smoked that first game. Severino,
Man.
like shit. It made it real easy for me to watch the wrestling because I was watching the wrestling before the Marshall fight. So then I was watching both at the same time. So
Okay.
what do you guys think?
But I was a huge Cardinals fan back in the early mid '90s when they had like a lot of all them black players like Ryan Gant, Ray Langford, and all them cats.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith, man, them boys had a squad, but they could never do nothing. They could never do nothing.
No.
Well, that was in the '80s. Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan, exactly.
That's more than 8. Yeah, Vince Coleman was 90s. No, Vince Coleman was there 80s, 90s, right? Firecracker Coleman. Remember he got the Firecracker?
But when he signed with the Mets.
Delano DeShields.
Yeah, he was with the Mets in the 90s. Yeah, Delano DeShields. Yeah.
But they could never get nowhere. I'm like, why these brothers can't make it? They had a squad.
And that was a time when guys were stealing 100 bases because Vince Coleman would steal like 100 bases in a year.
Well, the 80s card
was still on
the 80s Cardinals,
right? Every once in a while,
right?
The 80s Cardinals, yeah. Well, who was the manager was Whitey Herzog.
Whitey Herzog. They won, and they won when they won in 80,
82,
85? No,
but Keith Hernandez, yes, Keith
82.
Yeah,
they won
Keith,
in 82.
Yeah,
82.
Keith Hernandez was the first baseman. Ozzie Smith, Tim Herr.
Keith Hernandez was nasty too.
Yeah.
That's your guy, Sock. Sock likes Keith Hernandez.
Big time Keith Hernandez.
Yeah, Stephen L. St. Louis, baby.
He knows Stephen L. too. But
it's Joaquin Andujar.
It's crazy when Keith Hernandez got to the Mets. That was the debate.
City of Champions.
Keith or Don Mattingly. That was the big debate. Keith Hernandez versus they both were good hitters. They both were great defensive first basemen. That was the big debate.
Yo, because he played for the Cubs too, didn't he? Keith Hernandez.
I don't remember. I remember him retiring with Cleveland. I don't remember him with the Cubs.
I'm thinking about another, because it was another Hernandez. I think it was Keith. He had a little run-in with the Cubs too. He used to play for the Cubs as well.
I remember the Cardinals got my guy Jack Clark, first baseman.
But
Jack
was that after? Because he played with no, I'm thinking of Will.
Yeah. Jack Clark came after Keith had come to the Mets. And the Cardinals had lost to the Twins in the World Series.
Yes.
In '87, if I'm not mistaken.
I got mixed up. I was thinking of Will Clark for a second, but I remember Jack Clark. Jack Clark played for the Yankees, I think, a year, right?
Yes, he did. He was a DH.
Yankees, yeah. We know our shit when it comes to baseball, Judah. I know you like baseball too. We know our baseball.
Yeah.
Tony Pena.
Sock is a Red Sox fan.
I
beat the Blue Jays again.
Yeah.
Yo, but I fuck with Boston
on
too,
that J-Pack.
Boston, like I always fuck with Boston too, like, but because of the rivalry we used to have with Yankees and Boston, it kind of made me not like them. But I always respected Boston because Boston always maintained a decent squad throughout the year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just dealing with Red Sox fans like the gentleman you see here and other Red Sox fans, you know.
I've been low key this year.
I remember when Boston came to St. Louis like 2006. Me and my pops went to one of their games.
Okay.
That was when Edgar Renteria just got traded from the Cardinals to the Red Sox. And I remember when he was coming up to bat, everybody was booing Edgar Renteria. Me and my pops was the only two in the crowd that was cheering him. And look, and what was funny about that at bat, when they was booing him, like I said, me and my pops was the only ones who was cheering him on. He stuck one like 2 pitches later.
Okay.
Yeah, Renteria was nice.
Yeah, man.
He was
really dope. He didn't hardly get no props when he was in St. Louis either.
Colombian cat. Yes.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good little run. Okay. Yeah. St. Louis. But St. Louis is always considered like the friendliest fans. You know, like they get behind people and
certain people. They get behind certain people. Yeah.
Okay.
When you winning, they love you.
Well, La Russa had a great run for you guys.
Yeah,
He, he was a skipper.
And like I'll say Tony La Russa was probably St. Louis's best manager.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he had two. You think about it, he had two Hall of Fame careers. I mean, obviously with Oakland and then
with
St. Louis. Yeah,
Yep.
And he had one. He had the best player in baseball for a few years. At
right.
that time, Pujols was the best player.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Crazy. Real quick before we go to bed, let's just talk about one more fight, I guess, because it's the only other fight I really watched. I did glance at other fights today, but which was Savannah Marshall and Cruz. Did you get to see that, Sock?
No, I did not. It was a family time at that time.
Okay.
But I know she won.
Yeah.
Did she drop Cruz at all?
No, nobody got dropped. They threw each other on the floor a few times. There's a lot of grappling and holding. Judy, you got to watch the fight, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of I think Cruz she was holding on too much, and then eventually Savannah started holding. It was an ugly fight, but I thought Marshall won easy. To be honest with you, she looked sloppy. Cruz didn't fight, like I'm normally see her fight. She did throw a couple of haymakers out there, but yeah, I thought Savannah won easy. Clarissa was there watching the fight. I guess she was going to fight the winner. And then after the fight, she said she would fight Marshall, but she wanted her to come to the States.
Yeah, she got to now.
I did see that clip. Yes, yeah. I did see that clip with Clarissa saying that she would have to return the favor here in the States. Mm-hmm. Cruz, she's only what she had. She undefeated? No, she had one loss. According to box, right? Yeah, she had one loss going in. So,
I think she lost to Shields. Did she lose to Shields, or was it somebody else?
I don't think she fought Shields.
Yeah, she did. She lost. She actually lost in her pro debut.
Okay.
To Shields back in 2016.
Wow, I didn't.
Yeah. According to Box Rec.
Yeah.
Honest, I've said it on before. I really wish they used smaller gloves in women's boxing.
Yeah.
I wish they did. I think it would be a better product.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a better product. It may not be looking as fine as they do, afterwards. But
that's true.
It's I mean, they're punching with pillows, and it would be just a much better product. Like that's the one thing. Like women's MMA is fire because they're using small gloves, and Amanda Nunez and those girls, they hitting you. Those punches are coming fast, and I think that's a big factor. I really wish that they use smaller gloves.
Because they back in the day, their gloves wasn't that big. Back in the day, was it? Because I was watching some old Ann Wolf clips, and their gloves didn't seem as big back then, like how they are now.
I don't know. Ann Wolf was like the unicorn, though. Ann Wolf comes around once in a generation.
Yeah,
I mean, she punched like a dude. And
she had that one L. She had that one loss.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's a reason that her and Layla Ali never fought.
Exactly.
You think she would have watched? You think she would have watched Layla?
I think so. And I like Layla.
Me too.
And I like Layla. And her husband at the time wanted no smoke. My man, former cruiserweight champ, Yahya McClain,
yes,
who was her trainer manager.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted no smoke. Ann Wolf was a bad dude.
At first, I didn't kind of agree with the smaller glove statement, but I think you're right. I think it would be more exciting and it'd be more watchable because some people are not into it. I mean, the only thing about the women's boxing is the best pretty much fights the best.
Exactly.
Because their options are limited. That's
yeah. So
their options are limited. The talent pool is only so deep. You know, it's a real like here. You know, like
Yeah.
between the talent pool is not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's grown. You know, don't get me wrong, and I don't want to sound sexist. It's grown like since the Chrissy Martin days. You know, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's still it's a big difference. Like when you see Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. I mean, it's the big
Yeah.
over a lot of mismatches.
Yeah.
And
If they fought with smaller gloves, she would have stopped Katie because she was almost out of there. In that
yeah, and I think she should have gotten the nod anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yo, do y'all think Katie Taylor and Serrano would ever fight like Baumgartner or like females of the high caliber?
Well, Katie,
Yeah,
I think has that rematch. She's got the rematch clause against the girl that beat her. You know, I wish Baumgartner fought this girl again. I think she got. I mean, I keep it real. I think she got a gift against what's her name? The Olympian.
Your man's girl, the puncher, the Raiders puncher. That's your man's. She was at the fight in the
Marquette King.
Yeah. Meyer. No, is it?
Michaela Meyer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
that was a close
fight. She got a gift from that. You think she got a gift win?
I think so. And ironically, that was the same night.
I think she edged it to me.
Yeah, I thought
it wasn't a wash. Like it wasn't a wash, but I felt she did just enough to get it.
It was close. I thought it was a close fight. It could have been a draw. So
I'm surprised they had to run it. They have not run it back because they had a lot of animosity going into it and out of it. So
they still do. You know? They still going.
Yeah. I think Baumgartner she wanted to fight Katie Taylor if Katie Taylor had won, but now Katie Taylor she's going to take the rematch with this other girl. But Katie Taylor got washed in that fight, and that was a whole fight. She got washed.
She got real old, real fast.
Yeah. What's good, Joe Townsend? Thanks for coming through, bro.
What's good, Joe?
Yeah, she got washed at home, and that's another fighter that fights at home and doesn't look as good as advertised, right?
No. Yeah. I wish I could remember her name, the British fighter. But me personally, just because we're on the women, I think the best pound for pound is Estrada, Sanisa Estrada. I think she's nasty.
Yeah, she is nice too. Yeah. I fuck with Estrada heavy.
Yeah. I think she might be the best pound for pound.
I've never watched. I don't really watch women's like that, so I don't. We'll wait till she fight him.
Into it.
Yeah,
that's where the best fights be happening. Like those are right now. Those be the only fights that they actually make. Because, like you said, the pool is limited. Like it's not a huge women's boxing. Like it's not a lot of them. So they really got no choice but to get it in.
Yeah.
Exactly. The leverage is not the same. Like
exactly.
Like guys like Canelo and stuff who can pick and choose who they want to fight.
Right.
I think it's a good segue, right?
About Mel and
there you go.
Canelo.
There you go. You like that assist there? Okay.
Good assist. Now, did you lay it up or did you dunk it? How are you going to finish?
That was basic. I hit him with a little John Stockton pick and roll. Basic. That was basic. It's early. It's only we're 29 minutes in, so it's early.
So let's talk about it. What do you think?
Who's that to?
To anybody. Because I have a lot of different thoughts about the fight.
Truthfully, I'll take it. I think it's a better fight than him fighting his brother. I think Jermell is the better Charlo, number one. Mm-hmm. Yes, he's the smaller guy, by weight.
Yeah.
But Canelo Alvarez is not a big guy. Yes, he's fought heavy, the last 5-6 years, right? He hasn't fought at junior middleweight in a long time. Mm-hmm. But at the weigh-in, you're going to see, not the weigh at the press conference, Jermell Charlo is going to tower over him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's gonna tower over him. He's obviously the more active of the two Charlos. My biggest question is not so much him going up in weight, but it's his hand. How is it? After the surgery. But I think personally, I think it's a better fight than him fighting Jamal.
Yeah.
It's still not the fight we want to see from Canelo. I'm not capping for Canelo in any, by any means. Obviously, the fight we want to see is him and Benavidez, but he just signed a 3-fight deal with PBC.
Yeah.
And, I think eventually it ends with him probably fighting the winner of Crawford Spence. That's how
that's kind of what
my crystal ball.
Too, yeah.
That's what my crystal ball sees.
Yeah. I think. Well, Judy, you want to go first, or
it really don't matter because all I was gonna say, Sak, he pretty much said the same things I was thinking. Like, Mel is much taller. He's a lot more agile. He got better footwork to me. The main thing, I wouldn't necessarily worry about the weight, just like Sock said, but his hand could be an issue. But I believe Mel had enough rehab with his hand. It's been about a good 6-7 months, because I believe his hand was broke like December last year, or was it this year?
It was last year. It was the end of last year.
Yeah,
it was training, right? It was training after the Castaño fight.
Yeah.
So I feel his hand should be, he should have a pretty good rehab with his hand by now. So like he should be getting back to normal with everything now. So
yeah,
Canelo could be in trouble.
Yeah, and I think he's the more tested. I think he showed more heart.
Yeah,
than his brother. He's been in tougher fights. Yes. He's not statistically he's not the same puncher as his brother.
No,
but I think he's been in the trenches more.
Yes.
He had to dig deep in the Harrison fight and in the Castaño fight twice. So I think he's more battle tested.
Yeah. And then being in there with Derrick James gonna make sure you ain't in there you ain't no slouch.
Yeah. So here's my thing on it. And I like that you guys mentioned that he's battle tested. That is true. There's two things about the being battle tested. To me, Mel gets hit a lot more than Maul. Mel gets hit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that against Canelo. Now, we've seen Canelo the last couple of fights. He looks like he's been getting hit a lot too. He's kind of faded because Ryder hit him a lot also.
But yeah. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, to me, Maul is a better matchup for Canelo. But Maul, I don't think Maul's head is not there. I wouldn't have wanted to see that. And I think you're right. I think I'd rather see Mel than Maul right now. But 100% Maul, I think would be a better fight than Mel because I think he has better defense. I think he listens to his coach more. The thing about Mel in that first Castano fight, he didn't listen to Derrick James. He didn't listen, and that's why that fight was tough, and that's why Castano almost pulled it out. And some say that Castano won the fight, even though they scored it a draw. The fight against Tony Harrison, both fights, Harrison was outboxing him both times. Right, he got the nod in the first one, which was close. Some say Harrison shouldn't have won that fight, but the second fight, I had Harrison winning until he started acting careless. So the thing with this matchup, it's not what we want to see. I'll take it. I think Mel will be up to the task, but I also can see him saying if he somehow lost the fight, using that hand injury as an excuse. So
he's playing with house money. He's going up in weight.
That's what I'm saying.
He's 33. You got to get that bag now.
Yeah. That's why I don't know. I don't know what to tell. This is what I think. This is just what I'm seeing now. But we're not going to know until the fight. We're not going to know. Like at the press conference, I want to see the press conference. I want to see Mel talking shit, like usual. I don't want to see no nice guy shit with Canelo. It's going to be a good. No. Talking.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
I don't want to see that. I want to see.
Maul would have been a nice one.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see him go in talking shit. I'm gonna fuck you up. I want all of that. I want, not no nice guy shit. Like, I'm happy, like you said, happy to be here, happy to get paid. No, show me that, and then maybe I'll change my tune a little bit. And then obviously, let's see how the fight goes. Is this a payday? Because a lot of people saying that Mel's just taking it for the payday, like he's cashing out.
No,
and I don't want to say that. I don't think that's fair. But we're not going to know until the fight happens. You know what I'm saying? But that there are people saying that this is that some people are saying that right now. Not me, but because I don't think it's fair to say that until the press conference and the fight. That's why I want to see at the press conference. I don't want no nice guy. I want to see, and I don't like the Charlos. I mean, I think I told you that, Sock, and people. I'm not a fan of Charlo. I respect what they do in the ring, but I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't like Canelo either. I used to be a big Canelo fan, but I don't like his moves. So I think we could see a good fight, but let's see it first, and But that's how I feel. That's what I think about this fight. I think Maul would have been a better fight, and then who knows? Maybe this sets it up. Maybe Canelo beats Mel, and then look, Maul is gonna avenge his brother, and then that sets up the second fight. And then after that, if he somehow beats Maul, then the third fight is, the winner of Spence and Crawford, or maybe who knows? Maybe you finally get Benavidez, right?
Maybe we'll see.
And is it going to be straight up at 68, or is there a catch weight?
As far as I've heard, it's 68. Yeah.
Yep. 68.
Yeah, it's for the 68 title. So it's not for Mel's titles, which he'll probably strip. I think the WBO is going to strip him of the title, and I'm not sure anybody else, but this is for 168.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you told me,
it was somebody saying they fighting at 64. I'm like, nah, they fighting at 68.
Nah. Yeah, I didn't hear that.
I mean, that would probably get the Canelo haters a little less, fuel, because it's like, okay, if they meet somewhere in the middle, all right. Either way, I mean, Canelo's at the stage of his career that he's been in the spotlight so long, it's you're either a stan or you hate him, right? It's like it's like with Mayweather, and he's calling all the shots, he's still the biggest draw in the game, but he's clearly on the in the twilight of his career, and you don't expect him to take the toughest fight, right away. We got to milk that gravy train, as long as we can.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the few people I think this is actually a good fight. I think Canelo's talent has diminished enough that I don't think him being, the bigger guy is a big thing. I think Jermell Charlo, I have faith in Jermell Charlo's skill level to be able to rise and give Canelo a good fight. And you look at Canelo's career, Canelo, who has he really decimate? Like he's in good fights most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just think about it, I mean, even the Amir Khan knock, destruction. Amir Khan had moments in that fight, and it was just a matter of time, right?
Well, that's Amir Khan fights.
Right? That's Amir.
The first few rounds, and then when you catch him,
obviously the Golovkin fights, the two of those were very good. So neither Canelo's in better fights than he is in bad fights. But like I said, I'm not capping at all. The fight obviously we want to see is Benavidez. That's the fight that should have happened, but it's not happening. But I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this, and I got it. Yeah.
On paper, on paper, if if I saw this fight being made last year, shit, I'd be fired up for it. But Mel's been, this injury, he hasn't fought in a year, right? When was his last fight? That would, I think, September.
Castano, I think it was I remember it was in May.
Yeah, so it's going to be well over a year. His last fight, coming off a hand injury that, you assume it's healed, but we don't know for sure if it's healed or not, right? I mean, that he's bigger than Canelo, but Canelo's faced bigger guys. He's been in the ring with bigger guys, facing, bigger punchers. Does that may make a difference too? I don't know. It's just.
Do we feel bad for Tim Tszyu?
I feel bad for Tim Tszyu as well. You know, so but now
It's
Tim Tszyu
business.
he could run and say he could go with the
Tim
they
Tszyu will be
ducked him,
all right.
right? They could say that he got ducked, right? So and I'm sure I think he already made a statement too saying that. So
I'm sure he did. So if the BO strips Jamel, I guess he'll fight for like a vacant. I would have to look at the rankings. Who's the number one? Or who's the higher ranked guy?
I think
And
the WBO, and I'm not sure which another belt I heard may strip him as well.
Castaño hasn't fought since.
Yeah, he hasn't fought. They should put Castaño and Tszyu then. Why not?
Because I mean,
it's shit. I wouldn't mind seeing Castaño and Brian Mendoza.
It's a good fight.
That's a good fight too. Shit.
Yeah. It's a good fight. Good call.
We need to be matchmakers. What's my motherfucking name?
I know.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but yeah. So
but who will be a good matchup for Tim Tszyu? You think him and Sebastian?
Well, Sebastian's got to run it back with the guy that smoked him. Who was that?
Mendoza,
Mendoza. So I guess maybe the winner of that. I mean, Tim is going to be okay because Tim's the biggest name. In that weight class, so he's going to be all right.
Unless Castaño comes out and maybe they put Castaño and Tszyu. I mean that's a good. That'd
fight. Be nasty too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Castaño's no flash in the pants. He's faced good competitions in the amateurs, right? Who did he beat in the amateurs? He fought
He beat EJ.
That's right. He
fought Spence. Spence. Yeah. He beat Spence. Yeah.
He beat Spence in the amateurs. Yeah.
So Castaño's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Very good fighter.
And we don't know how good Tim Tszyu is. I mean, he beat Harrison, looked like he was on his way out, and Ocampo, I don't know what happened. So, I mean, he's looking like Superman right now, but those 2 wins,
And he can call the shots. I mean, he could call the shots because he could say, why do I have to leave Australia when I could give you, 30,000 at least?
Yeah.
So he's in a good place.
Yeah, and I could see Castaño because he's from Argentina. I could see him going.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's an easy fight to make. But I don't know what Castaño's doing right now.
Yeah, he's been inactive.
Maybe he got paid. Maybe he's doing what Mondana did.
Chino is living good.
He looks like he's living good.
Yeah.
He looks
Mayweather Bucks. Yeah.
He looks as big as me. Fucking guy.
Yeah, but y'all know a great ass fight I would love to see at 35 at lightweight.
What's up?
Is my man Frank Martin and Meryl Taya. I would love to see that.
That'd be a good fight.
Frank Martin's on the high.
Yeah, Frank fights next week, I think.
I think the 15th.
Oh, so in 2 weeks.
Is it the 8th?
You could be right. I know it's this month. I know
Boots fight next week.
So there's Boots next. Okay, so maybe he's not. Maybe he's fighting. All right, they're not on the same card. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think after that, I think you would. I mean, I hope that must be some type of eliminator because Frank's got to get his shot.
Yeah,
he's got to get his shot soon. But I want to see Frank. Why not Frank versus Shakur or Frank versus Loma? Why not?
That's when we get into the politics aspect of it.
Yeah.
The networks and shit.
Because PBC and
because they don't really want to see Frank get down with Lomachenko. Frank will kill Lomachenko.
Yeah,
they don't want to see Loma. They don't want to see their favorite down and out like that yet.
Yeah, I think Loma, he's got one more chance, and then that may be it for him.
Exactly.
And I think
he's fighting another undefeated guy, right? Artem, a German fighter.
Who?
Armenian German Frank Martin.
Okay,
yeah. Who's
I think what ESPN has to or Top Rank has to do is put Shakur to fight Loma, and just get it out the way, make the mandatory now, and just
Mm-hmm.
and let Haney fight whoever he wants to fight. I think he's earned it. If he wants to go up and take a fight, I think he's earned it. You know, um,
Yeah.
and then the winner of Shakur and Loma can fight Haney. Either probably the beginning of next year, because whoever fights would fight probably in the end of this year. Uh, and then the winner can maybe fight Haney. And then, if Haney moves up and fights, and let's say he loses, he could still have his title and defend his title in the beginning of next year if he wanted to. So
But I did hear Bob say Shakur and Lomachenko was one of the fights that he wouldn't mind making.
Yeah, I think that's the fight to make, to see who's the mandatory. Yep. I think, it's real easy because Haney's got all the belts. So it's not like they're fighting for any sanctioning belt. You know what I'm saying? Haney's got all of them, right? So let Haney fight whoever he wants to. I think he's earned it, right? He's got he's made 2 title defenses. He got Cambosis, right? And then he beat Loma. So if he wants to fight,
he got the decision against Loma. I don't think he beat Loma. I don't think he beat Lomachenko, in my opinion.
To be honest, the more and more I watch that fight, Sock, I get the same conclusion. I'm like, man, I don't know.
At worst, I think it should have been a draw. If you want to talk about, if we're gonna make just for business purposes, they should have made it a draw, and the rematch should be happening sometime in the fall.
Yeah.
Like Halloween or some shit.
Yeah. Because there was no clear cut winner. I think it's the best because we've seen guys get gifts, but I don't think Haney, got any favors. A lot of people think he got a gift, and I think Lomachenko overexceeded expectations. A lot of people thought that the young guy was going to walk over Loma.
Yeah,
and it didn't happen.
And I think that's the problem. I think the problem was the expectations, didn't fulfill what everybody thought, right? And that's why it's so hard to kind of like judge the fight. The first and second round were very hard to score. I really think anybody could have got the nod in the first round. They both had, I think, the equal. They were about even in punches thrown and punches landed. Yeah. So, those 2 rounds were tough. There were only maybe like 3 or 4 rounds that were clear cut that you could say Loma won this round and Haney won this round, right? Like Haney won the 12th, right? Like you can't say Loma won the 12th round. Like Loma won, what was it? The 9th round, was it? That was, that he hurt him, that he looked like he hurt him. It was, that was an easy round. It's been a minute since I watched the fight. I think Haney got a clear round in like the 5th or 6th because I thought he hurt Loma with an uppercut that I don't see nobody talking about, but he hit him with an uppercut. I thought that was a clear cut round for Haney, but it was a tough fight to score. I don't think you could say it's a robbery. You know what I'm saying? You always got to say the challenger got to take the title from the champ, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as 135, let Haney, if he wants to explore, 140 and fight maybe Regis. Sock, you sent me the thing that Matias is going to fight Lipinets, so he could forget about that. He could forget about that title,
right? And obviously Tank. Where's Tank Davis?
Yeah,
play into this. Because
he's locked up. Right?
Is he? I think he's got to be coming out soon, no? Because
soon, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. He you don't get in trouble locked up, so he's all right.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid.
But I heard he been talking while he been behind bars.
Yeah,
he been talking about Devin, saying he want to fight Devin.
That's the fight to make. That's the fight. That's really should be the next fight at 135.
And that's where I was gonna go next. I was gonna say that's really Devin really don't have nowhere to run if he stay at 135. You gotta see Tank or Shakur next.
Yeah,
either one, I don't care.
I think those are the 2 fights that are easy, could be easy to make because right now Haney's not signed with anybody. So make the fight with Tank. Those those are the two top guys right now. Tank, right? Tank is the draw. He's the A side, right? And then Haney, he's the undisputed champ, right? That's one fight. And then Shakur fight Loma, and then let the winners face each other after that. And then we know who's the best at 135.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah, that's what I think. And then after that, hopefully Frank Martin gets his shot. Because I think Frank Martin is really good. You know, so
and to be honest, I don't think none of them cats want to see Frank.
I know you like Frank a lot. So
Man.
What do you think about Frank, Sock? What's your feeling about Frank?
I think he's really good. He impressed me the way he put a beating on Mikel Rivera.
Yeah.
He's in a good camp. I always put a lot of stock into that, you know, because I do believe that iron sharpens iron. You know, he's in a good gym with Derrick James and Errol Spence and Charlo. So he's around big time fighters, and now Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
That brings, you know, the best out of you.
Yeah.
I think out of all those guys, I think he's the oldest one though, right? Out of all those guys.
Frank, yeah, you know. Frank is old. I think he started late.
You know, so
I think he's early 30s, right? I want to say 31. I could be wrong, but
he's something like that. He like 31, 32.
Yeah.
So, you know, that could be a factor if eventually he gets to, you know, the big money fight. I still, me personally, I would still go with Gervonta is the number one at 35, but it's really subjective, you know.
Yeah.
I always favor the puncher, you know. You can look cute for, you know, for 12 rounds. You know, a puncher could just all he has to do is look good for 1 second.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's a good point. Yeah.
That's you know, you always favor the puncher. At least me. That's the style of fight that I like. I favor the puncher, you know, and
what up, Drew?
And Shakur.
That's good, Drew. Yo, Drew, you want to get on and talk to my man Sock for a little bit? Or Sock, is it your bedtime? Your wife gonna beat you up?
No, she's knocked out.
Oh,
she's
nice.
Knocked out.
Yeah, mine is still awake. He's waiting for me.
I put in that work earlier. we were at the pool at my sister's house. You know, so the baby's knocked out, and then, you know, I put the finishing touches when we got home.
Nice. How many rounds?
Hey,
no doubt, Drew.
I ain't got to impress nobody. Well, when Chappelle said, Tom, I'm a speed guy. Speed kills, right? The punch that hurt you, the one you don't see, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. All right, we'll probably just wrap it up real quick. Who is the guy you had a couple guys you was thinking about? Maybe we could do like an interview and have on.
As far as like guys, guys in the I mean, people that people see and have seen on TV, but maybe not know. Obviously, I can, you know, from on the East Coast perspective, someone Joe Chiambo, who I've known for a long time. You know, since I started, you know, getting in this world. Joe Chiambo, it has been a matchmaker for Lou DiBella. First of all, he was a former New York City Golden Gloves champion, and he was a matchmaker for DiBella Entertainment. Now he is a corner man, cut man for guys like Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
He's, you know, Joe's been around. I think he's a good. He's someone who's got a lot of good stories. You know, he's been around a lot of big fighters of the era: Jermaine Taylor, Paulie Malignaggi, Sergio Martinez. You know, he's been around. I think he's a good interview. Or someone just that he's always been a humble guy. You know, he's never been funny style with me.
Yeah.
So,
what about your boy that trains Zhang, Sean
George? That's my guy.
I think he would be real good because
he may have the best kept secret.
Yes,
in the heavyweight division. Yeah, although it's not a secret, but
yeah.
You know.
I mean, he's got that rematch coming up.
Joyce, right?
Yeah, against Joyce. But you know, he could explain how he got that opportunity to go to China
Yes.
train the Olympic team and stuff like that. I think he's got a. It sounds like he has a good story, right?
Hmm.
He fought Chris Bird. He stopped Chris Bird.
Yeah, Sean was a good fighter himself.
Yeah.
So it definitely a good story.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a story to tell.
Everybody.
And,
That's true. Everybody does have a story. That's true.
everyone's got a story to tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes faces in the crowd like, oh, I've seen this guy before. But um, geez, I've been fortunate enough to have some good contact. Raul Marquez is someone that I consider a friend.
Okay.
Works for Showtime, former world champion. He's got a son, a good prospect, Giovanni Marquez.
Okay.
He's got about 3 fights. Fights out of Houston. John Scully, someone that I've known forever.
Drew had Scully on his show. Yeah.
One of the nicest guys you ever want to meet.
Yeah.
Low key guy, humble. Worked with great fighters, Chad Dawson, obviously Arthur Beterbiev right now. We could definitely get some bigger names than me on the show.
I gotta get you to watch the Sunday shows that Drew does. He usually has some people on, or even when he does it, he has, it's a real good show, and he might have a few old school dudes. He's got your boy from Morris Park. He be on there sometimes too.
He had Julian the Hawk on there one time too.
Yeah.
Maybe the greatest puncher of all time. The Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Julian Jackson.
I've been trying to get my guy Rashidi. I've been trying to get an interview with him for a while. I was chopping it up with him on IG today.
Oh, nice.
I was like, when you gonna give me an interview? He just bust out laughing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do it live. Like I was telling Sock the other day, and, we could just do it where, we're in the studio and record it, and we're there just having like we're here now having an open conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then we could just post it on our channels as like a premiere. Like, oh, look who is on, speaking with us. And he's got a story to tell us. Something we could sell it. And that's how I guess it works to bill, you know what I'm saying? So we could do it like that. I think StreamYard does you could do 2 channels, like they could at the same time. Right? So like if you had your channel on StreamYard and then I have mine going, we could both do our lives at the same time. So I mean there's a couple of different things we could do.
So right now we're on the screen with 3. What's the most you can have? How many windows?
Honestly, I don't know. I think you can have. Do you know, Judah?
Like 10. It's like 10 max.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but there's some stuff to do. Honestly, we've been doing something like once a week, just kind of like experimenting. I'm still trying to get the gist of it. This is a different world for me, but I like talking, boxing. I like talking sports. I like talking shit. Like, this is it's kind of like a hobby, you know what I'm saying? So it would be cool. We get some well-known fighters or trainers or whatever, to kind of, throw some gems out there for people, and we take it from there. I'm not looking to be some great big influencer. I'm just here just to do what everybody else does and whatever. I'm here to share the growth too. I share and communicate with the people that I've met online here. So yeah, that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get on and kill some time, start the birthday off right, even though I'm probably going to go to sleep. I don't know if my wife is waiting for me. She really is still up, which is shocking. So, yeah, she's laughing at me right now. So, yeah, and my daughter's up too. They're probably planning. Yeah, this might be my last day on Earth. Who knows? So, they just said it might be. Great.
You got 50 more years.
I hope so. That would be great. Shit.
I believe the other day, Judah, one of the good St. Louis fighters' birthday was the other day. Teron Millette.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay. This past week they just they was recognizing Michael and Leon Spinks in the city of St. Louis for I think it was a humanitarian award or something like that they got.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
Nice.
Because they got a gym, they got a boxing gym not too far from where I used to stay at in St. Louis.
Okay.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, Spinks
Yo,
family.
Judah, now that I think about it, what I got to do so you could do an intro for me, man? I know you be doing intros for people.
Man, I already got you in the slot.
What?
Because I told Rashidi I was gonna make him one too. I was like, but you gotta wait.
Well, Rashida's got to come way before me. I'm just, you know, I got a little music here, so I'm good. I got a little jingle. But Judah rhymes. He got skills, man. He's done a couple intros.
I can probably do yours first.
Yeah.
Always the fam first.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That'll be dope. You know, so
yeah.
I just keep it, you know, simple. Like I don't guess it's my name. I got, you know, Sock. You know what I'm saying? I have a few other people come on. You could come on. It's just open just to talk whatever we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. You guys got anything else? And we'll probably just wrap it up and maybe we'll try to plan something for next Friday or Saturday or something.
I'm just excited for next week. We got Boots headlining.
Yeah, this is big for Boots because he didn't look too good the last fight. Like that was a good fight. So.
But you know, that was I think Boots was trying to outshine Tank on his own show. I think that's what that was. He never got a taste of that pay-per-view spotlight.
Yeah.
And he was trying to look good for that spotlight, and I think he overshot his load, and you know what I mean. But he'll bounce back.
Yeah, I think the dance partner too. And honestly, Sock, I think Sock, you called before the fight. He said he might have a little trouble because the Ukrainian fighters have, you know, they've been doing a lot better.
Hell yeah.
So
well, I mean, it's a yeah. I mean, they're always in condition. That's number one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they come to fight. You know, they fundamentally sound. You know, they fight with a lot of pride. You know, they're not coming in to pick up a check.
Yeah.
Who's in this fighting?
I'm not sure. I'm have to look on.
The guy that beat is it the guy that beat
Villa,
the Mexican, right? The one that beat Ellis?
Armando Villa, Roman Villa, something like
okay.
that.
Okay, yeah, right. That's a good fight. And Stantonius and Virgil Ortiz. No,
is
that next week or the week after?
I think that's the week after. Oh,
yeah, that's coming up too.
So
yo, this whole month is gonna be fucking lit.
It's a good month.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, July.
Baumgartner fighting on the 15th. And then we got Richardson Hitchens fighting that same day, I believe.
Montana Love.
He's fighting Love, yeah.
Good
and
fight.
then we got Scooter and Inoue. Stephen Fulton and Inoue fight.
Yeah, that's the week of the that's just a Tuesday.
And then they're gonna cap it off. They capping it off with Bud, EJ and Bud. Man, this is gonna be a crazy month.
Yeah, this month, yeah.
July is very busy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Big that whole week. Is I know the fight's in Japan, so would that be Tuesday morning, or will they somehow make it at fall on at night? Because it might be in the morning. Because last time,
probably like in the middle of the day.
Okay, because when he fought
like 2 p.m. or something like that.
Oh wow, okay, on a Tuesday, all right. Because I know when he fought Donaire, that was like in the morning. Like
it was.
I was coming off the train.
Okay.
And the fight
it was like 7:30 in the morning. I remember. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Because remember, the guy Triple G fought
Murata.
Yeah. They fought like 5, 6 in the morning. So it might be another one of those.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That was a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Was that a Friday or Saturday?
Yeah,
that was a weekend.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish this was, but you know, it is what it is.
I'll make sure I work from home that day. Fuck it.
Yeah. Might be one of those remote days.
Yeah, that's.
I'm actually on vacation that week, so
I'll take a sick day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Take a sick day that day.
Yeah. Well, it depends. If I could work from home, I'm good. I just wake up, watch the fight, and then I could just pretend. I mean,
Hell
work
yeah.
the rest of the day. I didn't say pretend. I did not say that. If anybody's watching for my job,
Mm.
but
Good
yeah,
excuse. Get excuse to drink in the morning, right?
yeah.
Oh shit.
I'd be surprised if my wife makes me breakfast in the morning. She said, she said I did it yesterday morning. You see what I deal with?
Oh man.
But yo, guys, I really appreciate you guys. You know, Judah, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. Hopefully you come back and
Anytime.
join us next week. You know,
Yes,
Sock,
sir.
you already know what it is. I asked Reno to come on, but he said he was at a party. Your boy Reno parties more than anybody I know. I swear to God. But
He likes to party all the time. Party all the
you're the worst. Hey, maybe we get Brett Ortiz so we can talk shit at him. So
while he's on duty, right?
while he's on duty, that fuck.
Oh man.
Fucking motherfuckers robbing a bank right behind him. He's talking shit from the squad car. That'd be dope.
He'd be like Miles Morales pops, the cop.
All right, guys. Let me try to end this now. If y'all want to stick around afterwards, we could just chop it up real quick before I close it out. But I'm gonna end the actual live, and then yeah. But once again, I appreciate everybody for coming through and stopping by. You know, hopefully you know, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and maybe share the video. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Nice meeting you, Judah.
You
Happy
too.
birthday,
Same
Tom. Triple
Moving
T.
out. Appreciate it.
One half of the Audio Express.
here. Buenos noches.
Oreo. That was our wrestling name.